All right. So, installing Mod Organizer 2 for Linux, and specifically, we're going to be using this for Fallout New Vegas. I will have the GitHub link down in the description below, and we had this introduction, of course. It's going to need some requirements, and obviously, installing some of these things are going to be different for some distros. So I'll just follow whatever they have written down here. I will not be showing how to install the requirements below here, but nonetheless, we'll get to it. So we are going to download the latest stable version here, which you click that link, it'll lead you to a download page. I already have it downloaded and unzipped, MO2 installer right here. But first things first, you're going to need to install New Vegas. So while I'm installing it, I'm going to select not a portable drive, but rather my home drive right here. We'll be doing that instead. So I'll install under my home and do that. Now, the reason why here is just because the way the install shell script works, it reads more so in the home rather than a portable drive. And I tried figuring out how to make it read in a portable drive, but I couldn't find a way to tell it to read in a portable drive. So we'll just have to deal with that. But anyway, moving forward, we're going to install it on our home. And if you already have it installed, then I don't know what to say for you besides, I guess, just move the Fallout installation folder from the portable drive to your hard drive that's on your computer. I have a portable drive, but it's on my main hard drive. That's where my home is located. Anyway, while it's downloading, I'll just go talk for a little bit more. But I know my previous video showed you how to install Fallout New Vegas with, some mods, but not really showing you how to install mods, like other mods, like model mods and all that. And I mainly made that video just for kind of play vanilla Fallout, but with some stability improvements. But I'll cut to when this finishes downloading. So now that we have Fallout New Vegas installed, we're going to do a few things quickly. So we're going to right click Fallout New Vegas, properties, go to, well, first, if you have any launch options, remove it. Then we're going to go to our compatibility tools and do Proton.3 for Steam default install. It's -8. It will still work nonetheless. It might run through some validation. We're just going to give it a quick run through test. So after 9 minutes, essentially, Fallout has launched now. Anyway, things should just be running as usual. It's high quality, so that's good. I'm just gonna set it to high, and it crashed. But we'll just launch it again. It might do that, but that's all right. It is made by Bethesda after all, and a Windows game on Linux. Don't expect too much. Anyway, we're just gonna hit play and just see if it runs. Since this is a fresh install, we don't have Fallout New Vegas script extender, which is expected, but everything looks like it's all here, so I'm not gonna be complaining too much. So very good. And we'll continue to our next step, which will be installing Mod Organizer. So we're just gonna open with, or just read the file directory. We're gonna open this in our terminal. Just have it reading wherever you have the directory, the folder. Anyway, we're just gonna, once you're reading within it, you can type in /install.sh, and then we are going to select Fallout New Vegas, since this is what we're running, Fallout New Vegas. So let's see. On Steam, right-click the game, properties, and general launch options. We have nothing within our launch options. Let's go to compatibility. And it looks like we have 6.3. Yeah, 6.3-8, but I'm confident it'll work just fine. So, all looks good. Just hit all done. Let's continue. Now, this will ask us, where do we install Mod Organizer to begin with? You can choose to make it install somewhere like on a portable hard drive or really anywhere. For this video's sake, I'm just going to install it in the default path, which is in our home. I don't have it existing, so we will just tell it to create one. And it will start installing the packages that we need. So early in the requirements, it said you might need 7-zip. If you just have any, like ARC, if really just any zip file manager, it'll do just fine. I use ARC. I did not install 7-zip, and it's working just fine. ARC can read 7-zip files nonetheless, so it's just installing everything, configuring the game prefix. It might take a while. So what makes this different right here versus running through this shell script process with Fallout New Vegas in a different location? Simply, you want to get past this where we're at, where it's configuring the game prefix. It would just give you an error. It would install Mod Organizer, but it would just give you an error. So this is why we need Fallout New Vegas to be in the home right here, the .local share Steam apps common Fallout New Vegas. This is why we need to be located there. Anyway, we're just gonna let this do its process. So now it says the installation is successful, and we may launch the game on Steam to use Mod Organizer 2. This is not really so important. Maybe it might be to you, I don't know. But what this kind of ultimately did here was obviously install Mod Organizer 2 here, the whole install paths and all that, but also installed New Vegas script extender for us. And maybe a few more things that I did not list, but to my knowledge, this is pretty much all that it installed, the shell script that did. So, sorry, I didn't record in time. That is on my bad. But what we're going to do right after this is install Fallout New Vegas, and it'll run the New Vegas script extender, whatever, and then it'll start up our Mod Organizer. So, create a new instance here. We'll just hit next. And then here's ask us, do we want to create a portable instance, which is like would be on a portable hard drive, or do we just want to create not a portable hard drive, I'm sorry, my bad, a portable instance or a global instance. I'm just gonna go global, I'm pretty sure that's what we want to do. This, by the way, the portable instance is our Linux path, and this is our kind of our wine path, but we're just going to go with the global instance, and then we are going to select our New Vegas here, which I have New Vegas on the Z drive, which should be our Linux thing. We're just going to leave it as New Vegas, and let's see here, Steam, user Steams, New Vegas. That looks about right. So, next. Now, here's where you can choose to connect to Nexus or not. Personally, I don't care to connect to Nexus because I install all my mods manually, which is the way I do things. So I'll show you how to do that manually. So I'll just click Next, and then let's see, create new instance, blah blah blah. Everything looks fine. All right, we'll just hit Finish. I'll do some shit with whatever it's doing really. You are starting mod organizer for time. Do we want tutorial? That is up to you. I'm just going to be explaining a little bit of mod organizer to begin with, so I'm just going to click no. And here we have it all up here. Mod organizer is not set to handle Fallout Nexus links. Do you want to associate, this with Fallout New Vegas? I mean, not Fallout New Vegas, with Nexus mod links. I don't really care to, so I'm just going to hit no. And I'll bring us forward into the next step. So, to get things off the bat here, just for me personally, I like to go to View and go to the toolbars and go to Icons and Text. I just like that. Anyway, so this is our default profile, but I'm just going to click Manage. And I'm going to create a new Fallout project. I'm just going to go with Mod Profile 1. How about that? Actually, you know what? We'll just change it to Profile 1. Sure, default game menu settings. Select. And then now we are free to do what we want. Give me a minute here. I received a call. Anyway, so we are going to add our first mod. So we're just going to right click, ignore all whatever errors it says, or don't ignore whatever. We're just going to right click this open area and hit install mod. So we're going to get this little open menu up here. And I am going to just go to my computer. So you want to select whatever drive you have the mod that you just downloaded from Nexus at the zip file. I have mine in my downloads, and typically the Unix, the Linux, little whatever, wherever your home is located is typically in the Z drive. At least for me it is. So you're just gonna go. I'm just gonna go to my downloads. So where is my downloads? I'm just gonna click the folder. By the way, don't click the expand. Click the folder. And then some mods. There we go. Now it's just playing. We're going to do the Fallout New Vegas interface mod Revelations, which will give our Fallout New Vegas a little Fallout 1 vibes, but we'll just call this the Revelations. That's how you spell it. I don't know. I don't care anyway. HUD mod. And while we're at it, we're just going to type in Fallout New Vegas. Alright, it doesn't really matter what you name it, but this is what I'm naming it. So there we go. It's not enabled, but we're going to enable it by clicking the checkbox or right-clicking to begin with and hit enable select it. That looks about right. This should essentially be it. What we should do here. I think we're pretty set to go. Though just a few things to mention, which will be in the GitHub link, is the README file, at least of right now, should have a post-install instructions, and it mentions somewhere about running the original game launcher instead of the script extender launcher and all that. You can do that if you want to. It's optional. but that's relatively all you have to do. So we'll just continue on. So we have a choice here to launch Fallout New Vegas or Fallout New Vegas SE. I'm just going to click Fallout New Vegas SE. Run, and here it is. It's running, and we have it running. So I'm just going to talk a little bit here, going a little bit of a monologue. In my previous how to make Fallout New Vegas run on Linux along with some mods on here, I had some mods that were performance improvements, like the 4 GB patcher and the what's not. You can choose to install that manually again if you want to, or you can choose to install that through the mod launcher. Anyway, we're going to see if Fallout New Vegas Script Extender is installed by pressing the tilde key on our keyboard, which there it says Fallout New Vegas Script Extender 6.2.24. But we know the game's running, so that's good enough for me. Oh, but before I go, I forgot one thing, which is, does our newly installed mod work? I'm not sure in the previous footage if it's shown, but it does work. I'll just create a new game, skip forward, and I'll just cut towards showing that the mod is working overall. And right here is our first evidence that the mod is working. As you can see, it says everything is added, and the UI looks different. Looks awful lot like ye olden days of Fallout, before the great Bethesda purchased the original company that I've forgotten the name of. Anyway, let's move on towards installing those optimizing mods that I was talking about earlier. But before I continue here, these mods I'll link down below in the description. Once again, I'll link a Google Drive link to get these 3 mods here. So first things first, we're going to install is our 4 GB patcher, which is not actually 4 GB, newsflash. But we have the Linux version here, so we're just going to go to our Fallout game here in Steam and browse local files, open that up, and then while we're here, we are going to copy the Fallout New Vegas patcher here. We'll just open it up in our console, and then we'll just / and then Fallout New Vegas patcher. Permission denied. Crazy. Well, okay. I had to go through this little box here. Sorry. But continue. It looks like it did things. Let's just run that again. New Vegas is already patched. So, now we have the 4 GB patcher installed. It probably will not show in the mod, in the mod thing or whatever. But it's there nonetheless, so we will just remove our 4 GB patcher here and go to our FPS limiter, just extract what we need here. And as easy as last time, just copy this, paste it into here. Once again, it will not show up in the mod manager or the mod organizer, but it'll still be there. Change the FPS limit. I'm just going to change mine to 75 today because I feel like making it 75. Anyway. And that should be all. Where am I? I am not in my downloads, that is for sure. Anyway, going back to our optimize here. So we don't need this FPS limiter. We just need one tweak for Fallout New Vegas. Now, we will need our mod organizer. So we'll just give it a second to launch up here. Yeah, it should install just nice. Oh, it will not actually. Maybe. We'll see. I was wrong. Sorry. It will install correctly. I seem to be off my rocker today. Anyway, enable it. So everything should all be fine. We're going to give New Vegas a bit of a run. Seems that the menu launched up a lot smoother, actually. So we know things are working. No, Alt tab and boom. So the, whatever we had going for us was working. So we know the mods are working. And that is very good. So now we have all our optimized mods installed, or all our optimizing mods installed. Now the rest of the whole mods you want to install is up to you, my friends. I hope this tutorial helped you, and may you have a blessed day.